if there is, say, a managed service provider or any business for that matter, that is considering selling VoIP services, what is one of the first things that they should consider?
Besides the obvious self-plug of finding a qualified professional to guide you through the process, I think perhaps the first thing that you should do if you're entering the business, and again, this is self-serving in a way, but in reality, we have on our firm's website, on our resources page, provided so much material that a company entering the market can download. So much of it is free, digest, just to get a sense of the basics of regulation and communications taxation. We have a very, very nice, soup to nuts operational guide for companies that are operating in the voice over IP cloud market. And it just highlights the degree of scope, breadth, and complexity, how contracts touch upon how your company is going to be seen by an end user, how the billing, how your invoices are going to impact how you're perceived, plus all of the things that I previously mentioned regarding just the framework of tax and regulatory at the federal and state and local levels. So again, the first thing that I would recommend doing is self-educating, okay? Because you can have your eyes open to the breadth of what is involved and the complexity, but then the next logical step is don't freak out, okay? Because there are different ways to go about entering the market, providing services. But if you do it with your eyes open and you do it intelligently, you can avoid creating the type of mistake entering into a contract that's going to maybe provide you with some services and solutions to sell or to deliver to your customers. But a year, 2, 5 from now, when you go to sell your company or refinance or an M&A type activity, those decisions early on have a significant compounding effect because your exposure can grow over the course of time. And by the time you are at a place where you wake up to the reality that I may have an issue, the issue is so large that it can be very costly, very complicated, and sometimes painful to resolve. So again, entering the market with your eyes wide open, with some basic education about the fundamentals of regulation, taxation, and how contracts and different commercial structures with suppliers can impact all of that. Again, also your billing and the relationship that you have with your customer. Understand what business you're getting into and what you want to be. I think those are some critical things that any company thinking about getting into the market should contemplate.
All right, absolutely, thank you. And just to build upon that, with obviously the educational aspect of getting into the industry, if there are VoIP consultants that are familiar with telecom attorneys such as yourself, would those help add value to those organizations to help guide them in the right direction?
Absolutely. And again, I understand lawyers are scary, right? We're threatening. We have a bad reputation. We're sharks, we're this, we're that. Again, I live in that universe and I have fought that perception for 23 years of my professional career. And I've tried to inform, educate, and enlighten people to the fact that we're not all the same. And some of us are here to help. Even with that, there is a segment of the market that a lawyer just cannot penetrate because perception precedes the reality. So working with consultants, working with other professional firms, other businesses, businessmen and women trust other businessmen and women more than they trust a lawyer. I hate to say that, but that is the sad reality of at times what the legal profession has done to itself. And it's something, again, like I said, I have fought against for 23 years and for the entire time that I've been managing partner of Mirage Lane & Donahue. So maybe one day we will change the tide of perception, and people will look to their lawyers the way they once did 100 years ago, and these are your trusted advisors. But until that point in time, we do develop tremendous relationships with other professionals in the business to bring that business sense and just that comfort level of working with somebody who has familiarity with the issues that legal professionals are, but may not have all of the nuanced detail and the legal knowledge and all of the risk. But it's that conduit between the expertise in a specialization and the business people and what their objectives are. So absolutely, there is a place for, and I'll just call them good consultants, because just putting the word consultant after your name doesn't necessarily make everybody a good consultant. Just like putting the word lawyer after someone's name doesn't make them a valued partner for advising on risk and legal issues.
All right, thank you. That is a very good explanation of that. And I remember when I was younger reading a list of the top most trusted professions. I think CPA was at the top, and attorney was always at the bottom. It's always been interesting how that's shaken out like that.